Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM24 Youth Factory, episode 23. As we progress through the season, the gaps are the same in the league. It is subject to change here yet again because we have an FA Cup third round match today. And looking at the league calendar for today, there's only a single matchup that's not taking place in the league. There's 11 of the 12 potential, or at least scheduled, easily postponed. We're the only ones. So unless our opponent that would have been scheduled today is in the FA Cup still, we're it. We are the last team from the National League still in the FA Cup for now, which means everybody else, except for Southend United, are once again, like us, going to have another game in hand on the teams around us. Everybody else is gaining one. So as we're +6 right now, Kidderminster, they get to play today. We don't. Well, it's not league-wise. And they get Stevenage, who's 23rd in the league, and they're second. And they're at home. Should be a pretty easy match, meaning the gap is going to shrink yet again. But we're going to have 3 games. 3 games in hand at that point. Now, yes, it's nice having those stuffed away in your back pocket for later. Chances to get points that you don't necessarily have. But over the years, it has been proven games in hand are not actually good for you. A lot of teams, when they have games in hand and they're doing those extra games, drop the ball and lose points. Statistically, they perform worse when having a game in hand and doing that extra makeup game at some point. Combination of factors, right? It's that busier schedule, it's a more stress on players, and it's that mentality of, hey, this is a opportunity. It's an easy opportunity for us to push further ahead, to take advantage. And then teams don't have the right mindset and fail. So it has been proven historically that those games in hand are not necessarily good for you. You'd still rather have them than not, though, for sure. We're looking at a pretty difficult match here. Charlton Athletic, 2 tiers above us, mid-table, so it's a League One side, and we are on the road. Will they be overconfident, though? Will they play their bench? Will they play their youngsters and hope that that's enough? For us, that's our best chance at success in this game, is that they will underestimate us. No shame in losing today, though. If we do, FA Cup, we're never going to win it. We're never going to compete with the Premier League sides. Even their backups are still going to be far stronger than what we have. So therefore, the end is coming. It's just win. We've already made it further than every other team in our league. So it's just a matter of when. It's just a matter of how bad. I would like it to be a not so bad situation. Getting blown out would be pretty poor for morale. But here's Adekunle in possession. I was able to rest a lot of guys in our midweek game against a bottom end side as Davidson goes pretty close. I think they were awarded a free kick for an offside on that occasion. Either way, it would have been out. Well, I guess it did go off the keeper, so it was not a corner kick. So I do believe we were flagged for offside on that one. McFadden, good job on that header. Brian, good seal out by Adekunle to get underneath that. I had Penreese, bad giveaway. Betteridge finds Greason or Gearson, whatever it was, inside. Save from Julian, puts it out for the corner kick. And Adekunle gets to that ball first, or at least put it out for a throw-in instead of them being able to pump it right back into the box. All I want is a decent showing against a League One side. Right? Talking mid-table League One on the road. Like, if we can just be in the game, get sub shots, not get blown out, lose by a goal or 2, I think this would be a good result for us. Merlin got a chance, so we are getting at least our first couple shot attempts here. We're definitely behind on the XG. We're definitely behind on various things. We are possessing them, outpossessing them a little bit, and we are getting outplayed a bit. Alright, mood has gone very good for a lot of the players as we've given them some praise for how they played so far. Atkins, Davidson tries to get Adekunle on the overlap, but didn't have enough weight to it, and defender cuts that out. But we've already had our first attempt of the second half, being half of what we had all of the first half. Thornhill switches out to McFadden. McFadden Thought he might go for an early cross, but he goes back inside. Atkins! Oh! Roberts. That was a pretty decent save there. That was close to going in the back of the net. Adekunle, a corner. Thornhill can't get on the end of that one. Cullen. Oh, just keeps it in. Thought that was going out, but we've recovered the ball pretty quickly. And we've already had 3 attempts here in the second half, 2-0 for them. They finally get there first, but now we're level. 6 shots apiece, 3 on target apiece. They've out-XG'd us a little bit, but we've out-possessed them, and now we're putting up a pretty good showing here with this second half. First half, we didn't get played off the pitch. Second half, we're outplaying them so far. Not a good giveaway there, but Mortland recovers pretty quick. Here's Webb, another chance. McFadden. Lanahan Penreese. Now Mortland into Thornhill. Atkins in a little bit of space. Finds Lanahan Penreese. He's going to get a shot and he scores! Big goal. Even if we don't win today, we're going to come out of this at least on the scoreboard and very respectable. We've led beyond the hour mark now. I mean, obviously, we just acquired that lead, but we've had a lead beyond the hour mark. So it's not like, even if they go on to score 2 or 3 goals here in the final 20 minutes, it's already been a good performance. Good away there, but we've got it right back. And Davidson, oh, that one fades just wide. It's a bit of an outswinger. Tailing off outside of the laces there. Redknapp in some space, gets to Adekunle, does find Thornhill, finds Davidson, Lanahan Penreese, getting McFadden on the overlap. And we recycle back to the inside. Thornhill, McFadden on the overlap, far post, Adekunle wins that header, but can't get much purchase on it, and just pumps it up and over the crossbar. Not even close to on target there. Now their turn. Dangerous move here. We get a piece there, but not good at clearance. They get a second chance at it. Scores level. Okay, Adekunle's having a rough day. Not that it's a good player for us. You know what? Let's give the youngster, Matty Baker, a chance. I don't care if we lose here today. It's FA Cup. They said we've already put in a good showing. Thornhill is struggling, but I do not have a backup for him today, with Archie Jones out injured. And the U18s had a match today, so most of them are unavailable. Anybody I would have had in the U21s is not somebody I necessarily want to get the experience. Oh, what? Oh, we're back on top. We're back on top. Wow, what a nice play there. McFadden with the throw. It's going to go into Thornhill. He's got a little bit of space. He's got enough to turn. Finds Lanahan Penreese, who just instantly, one touch, flashes it across goal. And Davidson just steps around his man, reacting a little bit faster. And we've got the goal. And we've had the run of play ever since the last 5 minutes of the first half or so. We're back on top. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's see what happens with this. Should have a clearance. Still not giving it away. There you go. Okay. Instructions. Time wasting. Play for set pieces. Hold shape. Slow down. Into stoppage time. With a lead. Atkins. Mortland. Gonna get another shot there, but he pulls that one just wide. Had a little too much bend on it. If he hit it straight, it would have been on target into the corner. Ricketts. We get him to turn back. That's onside. No, it's off. Thought Surrey had just kept it on. Kitching, taking the free kick, taking his time. Time is already up. Kitching on a yellow. Is that for time wasting? Either way, ref doesn't even allow play to restart. Time is already up, and that's it. On to the 4th round with the upset. Not necessarily deserved. We had the possession. We had the run of form in the second half. I mean, we went from this point on. It was all us except for the moment where they scored. That was it. They had one sequence where they threatened from this point on. So we had just about, right, because that's more than a half, just about the flow of the game, just slightly on our side. We had more attempts in the end. The XG was about even. Clear-cut chances was 1-1. Possession, like all of it just slightly worked in our favor. Draw probably would have been the right result, though, as close as it was, as tight as it was. we get a little bit lucky to come away on the road with victory at a League One side already showing that, hey, we'll be just fine in League Two next year. We're not there yet, right? But that's a good sign. Absolutely no surprise, Kidderminster comes away with their 3 points, so the gap is down to 3. But we're 12 points ahead of Woking. And we've now got games in hand on like freaking everybody around us. Southend United bumped out of the playoff zone as they have the same fate we have, having only played 28. Again, statistically, nothing's guaranteed. Just because we have 3 games in hand does not mean we have 9 points sitting there and that we're going to be on 74 to their 62. It would be nice, but absolutely nothing about that. One would presume, though, that we're not going to lose all 3 of those. We've only lost 5 all season and just 2 draws, 21 wins and 28 played. Anything similar to the rate we have played so far, we should be able to open the gap by roughly 6 points, 7 points, something in that range. So 71 to 62, 71 to 53, and we're not just entering the second half of the season now. I mean, a lot of these teams are 7 or 8 games into the second half now, meaning a third of the way through the second half already. 4/6, we're 2/3 of the way through the season here. It's starting to get down to it. Kidderminster have 15 matches left to play. That's it. So it's starting to look more and more likely that we can come out on top of the league this season. It would certainly be nice if we can get that automatic promotion and go up as league winners. Southend United are the team that were supposed to be the favorites. We were second favorites. They have struggled a bit, but their struggles started with us. Like, they were right there and then faltered after we beat them. And that bad run of form, that 4 losses in 5 matches-ish that they experienced after that, or that included, really hurt their chances. Others have been more consistent, but no one has done what we've done, right? The only team that has had similar number of losses is Woking, 6 to our 5. But they've had 8 draws to our 2. They've struggled to win games. Kidderminster know how to win games. They've got 20 wins. We have 21. So they're in that neighborhood. But they, like us, it's just draws. And they, unlike us, have a lot of losses. They've got those 3 extra matches, and while they're only 1 win behind us, they're 4 wins ahead of us, or 4 wins worse off than us. Win or lose, and win 2, lose 1, win 2, lose 1. That's a good rate, but that's not enough to keep up with us for the moment. FA Trophy is going to be our next one that we're playing, so let's keep pushing along. Still just keeping an eye on the league for now, especially as we are doing rather well in that department. FA Cup 4th round draw. This is the round of 32 already. I mean, we're getting down to it. We are in the round, but there are still 53 teams left. That means there are 21 replays. 21. Or a few matchups that probably haven't happened yet and are happening today as it's Sunday. But that's 4, 5. Certainly not 21. Look at the breakdown. We can kiss our journey goodbye as it's Luton Town or Salford City, both in the championship. That being said, it'll pay out well. We'll get a chunk of the funds that they get for it. It's 4th round FA Cup. Even a championship side's going to be pretty stoked about a 4th round FA Cup regardless of who they play. Woking is still in. They play Rotherham. And there are others, but here's the limited quantity beyond League One. Ebbsfleet need a replay to proceed. Woking need a replay to proceed. National League North, a division below us. We're not the lowest team left. Boston United's still there, but they have Watford coming up. Championship side, they're not going to progress, right? It's probably not even a replay. They are probably one of the ones playing today, later today. Swindon Town, Middlesbrough. There are 4 teams, all requiring either a replay or a not yet have played, not yet have qualified. They're still 3rd round. 4 teams that are League 2 or below. That's it. And all 4 of them could be out. Keep an eye on this one. Even before the end of the day, we might have this dwindle down to just about everybody. Just a quick check-in. There are 5 replays pending. None of them involve those teams that are League 2 or below. The other 4 that we're talking about are all unplayed matches as of yet. So we'll see that shake out here in the coming days. We'll see if we're the last one. 14th of January, we've got weeks to go in the transfer window. I can say no for now, but it's very worrying that the very first offer coming in for Paul Davidson in this window is Sunderland, and right at the limit. 375k is the high end of his transfer value. They've come in straight up. Here's 375k. You want this, right? Going max value is great, and he is incredibly interested in speaking to Sunderland, which means it's very likely, very, very likely that his deal will be coming in the next week or so. We've dominated play against Scunthorpe United 3-1. Kamara injured in the 19th minute, though, doesn't help. Their goal was consolation in the final seconds. It was their only shot on target the entire match. That was one of those games in hand. Not very many teams played today, so that puts us back to that 6-point advantage, back to 2 games in hand. Woking and Southend United also have 2 games in hand, but again, position in the league looks strong. Today was also the day of those remaining matches, plus those replay matches for FA Third Cup. Let's see how those have turned out. Boston United, Ebbsfleet, both beaten handily. Woking have beaten Rotherham, so we're not going to be the only team that gets through. One has made it through, and who was our 4th? Swindon. Swindon Town have also lost 1-0 to Middlesbrough. So one other team has pushed through along with us, and it's Woking. That's 2 teams from League 2 or below that will be in the 4th round. Woking will be taking on Bristol City on the road. We still don't know whether we're going to have Luton Town or Salford City. There's a couple other matches yet to be played. There's, 3? 4? Something like that. 4 matches, it looks like. Kamara has a pulled calf muscle. He's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. No injections for that. We'll let him rest that out. Fortunately, we do have some depth at the fullback position, at least a little bit. I've been trying to rest guys. There's a lot of heavy fatigue, and we're resting the guys that need it the most. We've been lucky that the last 2 league matches have both been against bottom feeders that I've been able to rest 4 guys in each of them. Not the same 4 guys each time, but there's definitely a group of players on our squad that are really struggling to remain fit and prepared for matches. And FA Trophy's up next. Last of the matches are now decided. Salford City with the upset over Luton. Well, one would consider it an upset based on 2024 or 2023 standards, but in game they're both in the championship, so I suppose there's nothing surprising about it. It's going to be end of the road for us, for sure. Bournemouth-Stoke still undecided. That was their first match. It looks like they're going to have to replay in the next couple of days. Looking at our own analysis, the negatives first. 3 or 4 goals have come from long range. It's not like that's many goals over the last 5 matches. We've given up 4 goals. We've played a League 1 side in those last few games. Opposition final third entries 132 out of 271 occasions where they've gotten into the final third came from the middle of the pitch. They're saying that's a negative. Do the math here, folks. That means there's 139 occasions, almost an identical number, where they've come from the outside. Half from the inside, half from the outside. We're keeping it balanced. We're not getting beat anywhere on a regular basis. It's a good thing. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing that half of the attacks are trying to come through the middle. It's harder to break down that final third when you're in the interior than it is from the outside, unless you have very tall, very good heading center backs. We don't have that, so the outside's really somewhere where we're more vulnerable. So I don't consider that a problem. And only 2 of 64 attacks that led to attempts on goal have involved Matty Baker. That's not a negative. He's played once in the last 5 matches, and I think it was off the bench. Maybe 1 start in 5. He's barely played. I think we'll give him a pass on that one. As for the positives, 13 of 18 goals have been scored from positions close to the penalty spot. That is by design. We work the ball close. We want prime chances. We've conceded none of the 9 shots attempted from outside the penalty area, so that's good. We are forcing them, though. How do you have 4 long-range shots if none have come from outside? What's long-range about them? Anyway, we've scored from 17 of 44 shots attempted from inside the penalty. That's a pretty damn good ratio right there. I mean, we're looking at certainly more than a third, not quite half, so 40%-ish of our shots inside the penalty are converted into goals. That's pretty dang good. It's not on target. That's back of the net. You want half of your attempts overall to be on target. We're getting nearly half of our attempts from inside the area are goals. I like it. Touches to shots conversion. We're showing a good touches to shots ratio when we get into the opposition's penalty area, but giving up too many in ours. Okay, so a little bit of a mix. Touches to goals ratio. We're doing well in converting touches, 78 into goals, 17 when we get into the opposition's penalty area. So 78 touches, 44 shots. A little better than 1 of every 2 touches in the area is a shot. And then almost 1 of 2 or 1 of 4 ends up being a goal. I think it's probably more like 1 of 5 by the time you break that down, but close enough. Regain possession, location. This obviously is a good one. Defensive third central. We've regained possession well in central areas on our own third of the pitch. There you go, right? They're calling it a negative over here. I said I didn't really believe that was much of a negative. We recovered the ball really well in that final third entry central. 120 of the 289 occasions on which we've moved into the attacking third of the pitch have come from central positions. Here you go again. This is a very similar number. We've given up 132 of 271. There's not that big of a difference, is there? 289 occasions. We've been a little more attacking than our opponents. We did play a League One side in those 5 matches. We did play Kidderminster, who is right at the top of the league. We did play Eastleigh, like 6th or 7th. So 3 out of 5 games were against tougher opponents. And we've been able to do something similar to what they did in the numbers. We emphasize using the wings and the overlaps quite a bit. We don't necessarily play to the outside, but we do play relatively wide and not through the middle. And Thornhill is not the most creative of players. Archie Jones has certainly produced more than him, but Archie Jones has been out throughout this stretch. So we've gotten a little less production through the middle, and yet we're still coming up with a good number in that one. It's FA Trophy, but it's a direct rival in the league. Yeovil Town, the recent championship side in real life, is down here in the National League. We are in very good form at the moment after we had some struggles a little bit earlier, but we could be starting to run into complications when it comes to our lead man on top with Davidson and that Sunderland bid coming in that he did immediately the next day point out his disappointment in us not accepting the bid. They didn't turn around and immediately make another offer, so they are reassessing. But I would imagine they'll come back sooner or later and offer that little bit more. And at that point, we're well above that value. Wow, that was a poor play there. Is that Primus? No. That's Mortland. That was Mortland making the poor play, and we're already trailing. This is a game I want. Yeovil's 5th in our league, but it's the FA Trophy. And our league is the highest level, and we're the highest level team in our league. We have a real chance to win. This is going to be one of the toughest matchups to do so, as the numbers dwindle. Even though it's round of 16, we're on the road. That makes it a lot harder. And the very first shot of the game ends up a header in the back of the net by them, and we're struggling. I've picked a first 10 lineup as we went really close there. That block ends up setting up the corner kick after the follow-up got deflected. But we went awfully close on that one. If that had stuck through, we probably could have scored. We already have more XG than they do. Slightly more possession. Adekunle taking that free kick, going just above, just a little too high. It was inside the post. It might have just tapped the post as it was going through, as they can't even get over the wall. Oh, did you see? Okay, 2 Premier League bottom feeders. Ivan Toney, just coming back from suspension. Did you see what Ivan Toney did? Oh, that was such a dirty move. His goal, which was an equalizer. Come on, we just got beat again on an identical play here just inside the half-hour mark. McCarthy with the cross, and not even challenging is Redknapp there. Redknapp, I'm subbing him out right now for Rossini. That's how serious that mistake has been twice from him. Absolutely ridiculous. Thornhill forces a decent save, but that was much too close to the keeper. Anyway, Ivan Toney. Okay, there's a free kick on the edge of the box. He's setting up to take it. The goalkeeper is talking to the Brentford player. Brentford? Yes, right? Anyway, talking to one of the other players. He's at the edge of the wall, and the wall is got their attention on the goalkeeper, who is setting their placement and setting them up with the post. Ivan Toney, preparing to take the free kick, noticing that nobody's looking, reaches down, grabs the ball, picks it up, moves it 8 inches to the right, probably more like a foot plus to the right, sets it down. Reaches down, scoots it a couple more inches when he realizes nobody's noticed him doing this. Reaches over and scoops up with a couple of fingers, scoops up some of the gel that the referees use, scoops some of that up and wipes it on the other side of the ball to make it look like the line was all the way across there and that it's still on the line and that he's good. And all the while, nobody sees it. Steps up, takes a free kick, curls it around the wall, inside the post. Nothing the keeper can do, nothing the wall can do. The wall was in the right place. The ball was not. The ball should not be allowed to move a full foot like that. I don't know how VAR misses that, or is that not a rule? I mean, it's not a rule, right? You have to take it from the spot as assigned by the referee, right? It's up to the referee to straighten that out. Can VAR not overturn that? I guess not. It's halftime, and we're getting slaughtered while not getting slaughtered. Like, possession split. XG was very much in our favor. Rossini's already on the pitch. We're going to need more if we are going to keep our FA Trophy dreams alive. Otherwise, we're going to be down to just the league, because we ain't winning the FA Cup, folks. We might be in the 4th round, but with Championship and Premier League sides being the vast majority of what's left of 32 teams, it ain't happening. That there is no dream giant killing our way to winning the FA Cup. The FA Trophy, on the other hand, it's the FA Trophy. It's Yeovil. We can't even get past them. We ain't getting past Salford and co. Well, my slightly more stern halftime talk really didn't do the trick, but I did manage to get 9 of the 11 players fired up for the second half, but not massively fired up, just a little fired up. Just more like standard talk kind of fired up, and I can normally get 10 or 11. Not the greatest halftime. Team's not showing a whole lot of spirit here. We're going to need to see something else. That was something else, but it's still not in the back of the net. Primus, the one reserve who's gotten the start today, as Mortland was very tired. I do have him on the bench. Or not Mortland. Oh, man. Me and my... I always confuse these guys. Atkins. Getting the rest. The desperate needed rest. And a deflection gets that in. It's an own goal from the keeper, I believe. Solomon? No, it's a defender. Defender gets a foot in there to block it and ends up putting it in the back of the net. Akunle chases that one down hard. He's out of position there. Through the legs to Lanahan Penrys. And there it is. Solomon, the near-sided, near-post defender, sticks a foot out to block. It looks like he's trying to clear it for a corner kick, but only deflects it in through the legs of the goalkeeper. And that's where I thought that was dangerous. And McFadden gives it away in the end. And then we get tripped by their guy, don't get the call. And then Rossini makes a nice clean play. That's all ball. The ball doesn't go that way if he doesn't get the ball. And they're going to get a penalty, so there goes our chances of getting back in this. We are getting screwed on this one. We were getting beat anyway, so it's really not coming down to this penalty. But that is as harsh a call as they come, as Rossini clearly wins the ball. The guy diving after the fact, after a clean tackle, is not a penalty. But, you know, hey, it is what it is, and we continue to trail, and we're going to have to be more aggressive from this point on. We had rightfully earned our way back into the game, only to have it taken away from us literally moments later, and we're back into trouble. Kamara's not available as he's injured. There's a lot of depression. Let's demand more. Just like that, time is fleeting. No, that's not what I wanted. What changes? I haven't made any changes. No time wasting, higher tempo. Why are we on play for set pieces? I never put us on play for set pieces. We want to counter, we want to go quick. We'll go ahead and throw it longer, and we are definitely going to go for the high press. Defensive, step up more. I've said it so many times, you never know. With the calls this year, the animations are definitely closer to giving you that feel, but that seemed harsh. Rossini looked like he cleanly won the ball. Either way, down 2-1 or down 3-1, we're still down, and we have not gotten the necessary goal from here. Given two really bad giveaways. Bertrand was offside? No? Bertrand certainly looked offside. It's 4-1 now. Right, we're all level here. Number 10's offside. 34, maybe not. Poor defense. Poor defense. We deserve to lose today. Just seconds remain. Definitely not getting 3 goals in seconds. So, penalty or not, it has not impacted this one. We've lost, and we've deserved that loss. Well, that definitely changes things from here. It's going to help a little bit. This is one we expected to go all the way, which meant, you know, there's more rounds. There's more rounds to play. We come up 1 round short of the expectation, but with the bonuses in the other areas, we'll be fine with the board. No worries about that part. But that's cutting out a quarterfinal, a semifinal, and a final. I mean, we've just removed 3 games from our calendar. We're traveling to Salford City now. That's an extra game there. That wasn't necessarily expected, same as the 3rd round, so that was an extra couple of games that we wouldn't have been playing otherwise. And with that, then, you know, the obvious thing is we're almost certainly going to go out against Salford. We'll shave off a couple of games anyway from the calendar. I expected us to be out in that 3rd round. I expected us to play the other 3 matches there, so +1, -3. It helps us a little bit in the grand scheme of how fatigued we are. Big worry right now, though, is an outgoing Davidson and the all likelihood of that happening soon. Can I force the loan back for the remainder of the season, or are Sunderland going to be looking for Paul Davidson to be making an immediate impact, and that doing one of 2 things to us? A, either opening the floodgates on other teams coming in who are willing to loan him back but want him desperately for the future, knowing that we get into that territory of, okay, well, fine, 500k, 600k is acceptable to the club, but caveat, got to do a loan back. There's going to be teams that are going to be willing to do that, seeing that deal's there. Davidson's scored 20 goals, clearly has potential. He's going to be a championship and or Premier League player at some point. He's got that quality, that recognition, and The other part, that second piece being he's now got the mentality of he's ready to go. He wants to go to that higher level. So that's going to start messing with our form. We started a little weak this season, but we've been first for a long time, and the form has been great for quite a while now. But we were coming off of a loss. We are going to turn around and play Woking next, who are fourth in the league. Same amount of points as Yeovil, the other team that's still alive in the FA Cup from our tier. So we've both had busy schedules. They've got the -2. They're really the better team, +6 goal differential, 2 games in hand, 2 fewer losses. And we just struggled with Yeovil Town. So how are we going to do with Woking coming off of this loss? Like, big questions. It's definitely not a slam dunk at this point, though the league obviously looks good. And saving a couple games on the calendar feels good. I hate that we've lost the FA Trophy. I think that's something we could have won, should have won. We're now, at best, going to get 1 trophy this season because, again, we're not winning the FA Cup. Therefore, we can start focusing on the league, and that's great. I think we can rest some guys against Salford City and not really go for it. Like, do what we have to do, rest guys, let youth play, and just hope we don't get hammered. The focus is now on the league. But we could be in a spot of bother with the Davidson thing, and coming off this loss, we could have a shift in the momentum. A little worried right now. If we can get through these next couple weeks, keep morale high, keep healthy, not lose to Woking, not lose momentum, get out of the FA Cup, still feel good. That's not going to happen until February. We get past that, past the transfer window, past Salford, past this phase, and still have form, then yes, at that point I think we can cruise towards a league title. It's this next stretch. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.